This is Khadijah. I'm on live. I'm sorry that I am a few minutes past the hour. I wanted to come on today and talk to you about 5 guiding laws of success. This is going to be really important for you ladies out there that are really trying to dial into your business. Either you are already in a business or you are starting one or just started. No matter where you are, these principles are going to be very, very helpful. And so I just wanted to dial in and talk to you about that today. So I'm saying hello to you this afternoon. It is a sunny day. I am happy to be on with you. I haven't been out to walk yet today, so when I get off, I'm gonna go do some walking, get my son out and get us out walking and moving. So I hope that you're having a great day today, no matter where you are in the world. I hope that you had an opportunity to get out and move around and walk. We are still in a pandemic, so I mean, it is what it is, right? So there are still opportunities out here for us. And so I want you to think about for yourself, what does success mean to you? What does success mean to you? Because when we start to talk and dial into these guiding principles, which are very interesting because I actually have some more, but I kind of wanted to give you some of the top ones. And so we're gonna dial in and talk about that. But I was just thinking, what does success mean to you? Because that's really going to be key, right? Like what success means to me may not be the same thing for you. So you have to get clear about that. So let's dial in. Let's talk about it a little bit more. If you don't know who I am, my name is Khadijah Grant. I am the founder and CEO of Pure Inspiration. I am a business transformational coach. I really help people to dial in on their confidence so that they have unstoppable mindset so they can go where they want to go. I also help women to really get clear because a lot of times we think we have clarity sometimes or we're kind of foggy, but it really helps if you can really get clear on where you want to go. And really have a roadmap to get there. Because a lot of times you may know where you want to go, but you don't know how, right? So there's a roadmap, right? There is a roadmap to success. The other thing that I do is I really help people to transform the energy around their business. People get overwhelmed. Sometimes as business owners, we're actually working on the wrong things. We're not working on the things that we really should be putting our energy and attention to in growing the business, and that actually stagnates us and gets us kind of stuck in a space. So I help people to really dial in and get their clarity around the direction they need to go, build their confidence, move from there into creating cash flow and abundance, because that's where we want to go. We want to create cash flow and abundance, but we can't do that if we don't, if we're not giving our gifts. And so, we can't just be here to make money, right? It really has to be about where your gifts are and what you want to give. So let's dial into these 5 guiding laws of success. So the first one that I have on my list is take responsibility for everything that's happening in your life. Whatever is happening in your life right now, you have created. We are creators. Essentially, we have a paintbrush and a canvas, and we take that paintbrush and we paint, but a lot of times we don't realize that we're actually painting it, but we are. So I want you to think about what that is for you. What are you painting? Take responsibility for everything that's happening in your life right now. Up until this point, up until this moment, everything that you are experiencing in your life has been a creation, and you were involved in that. And so when you take responsibility for your life in every aspect, then you have an opportunity to put the brakes on, get some clarity, and figure out how to move forward, right? into the place you want to go. And I don't care what area of your life that is. That could be in your business, that could be in your love life, anywhere in life, in your personal or professional spaces, right? That is a guiding principle. Successful people take responsibility for what is happening in their life right now, right? If it's something I don't like, I have two choices. I can either accept it, or I can decide, you know what? I don't really like that. I think I'm wanting something different, and start working toward that direction, right? Because if you know what you don't want, then you must know what you do want. So sometimes we have to begin with what we don't want so we can figure out what it is that we do want. So that's one. The other thing is, successful people, when they don't know how to do something. When I started this business, there were so many things that I just didn't know how to do. But I decided that I'm gonna move toward the thing that I wanted. So what I had to do is I literally had to stay up. There's blood, sweat, and tears, and learn the things that I needed to know to get this business started, right? So you kind of have to, you really have to put some energy toward it. And you are gonna have to go out and figure it out, right? A lot of times people stop themselves because they want something. They're like, okay, I want to do this thing, but then they start thinking, well, oh my goodness, but I'll have to maybe do these things that are in their head. I may have to do all these other things, and I don't really know how to do that. And so the difference is, successful people, they get off the bench and they're like, okay, I don't know how to do this, but I'm gonna figure it out, right? And they move toward it. So you have to work on taking responsibility for what's happening in your life and working on your mindset. And so a key to the mindset is really one of my favorite things to do. And some of you guys know, because I've talked about this maybe in previous videos, but I meditate. It's really important to meditate, because meditation gives you an opportunity to just hit pause and get yourself centered where you want to be, right? In the space that you want to be. And that space really is that heart center, right? Because that is where your spirit is. That is where there is no fragmented self, those things we pick up along the way. So getting yourself centered in meditation. If you don't know how to meditate, you can find some videos on meditation. I have some on my YouTube channel. I have a guided meditation. You can find it on Pure Inspiration 111 on my YouTube channel. But there are other types of meditation. It really is about putting on pause, because it's hard for you to move forward when you are overwhelmed and you have all these things in your head space. Like, it doesn't allow you to move forward. But when you put it on pause and you can be quiet and get yourself centered, there's a flow to it. There's a flow to it. The other thing is, on a spiritual level, ask for the help that you are wanting. Ask whatever that source energy is for you. Ask. You can also, there's something that I do all the time too. I always ask my angels. I say, angels, help me, right? Ask for help. Put that energy out there. I want help with this. Please help me, show me, guide me. Order and guide my words, order and guide my steps, so that I can create this thing that I'm wanting. So take responsibility. Next, step 2, purpose. What's the purpose? What do you want to do? You need to be clear about that. If you know what you don't want, then you know what you do want. What is it that you want? If you're in a job right now that you don't want to be in, okay, well, what do you want, right? So if you don't want that job, then what job do you want, right? If you want to be a business owner and you're in this in-between phase where you're actually working for somebody, but you also have created a business and you're moving into that space where you literally want to quit your job and you want to be in this space, what's the purpose, right? Like, so this, if that's the purpose, then hey, let's write it down. What do I want? You need to get clear about that. The other thing is, so that's 2. creating a definite purpose. And with that, you also want to kind of like write down like some actionable things that you could do to make that come a reality, right? So one of the things that I love Napoleon Hill, and you can definitely read Think and Grow Rich. It's a really good book. There are others, but one of the things that he talks about is having a definite chief aim, right? So for example, in your business, if you want to make this, this year you want to make $50,000 or $100,000 or $1 million, it doesn't matter, right? What it is you are wanting to make. You have to commit yourself to that, and you need to write it down. And then it's like, well, what are you going to do or give in order to receive that? Which brings me to the next thing, 3 on the list, is giving and receiving. So what are you going to give in order to receive the $1 million that you want to make, right? And you also need to put a time limit on that. So what are you going to give in order to receive? Because before you can get, you have to give. And so you have to really think about the law is give and receive. That is pretty simple. Give and receive, right? So think about in your business, you have to think about what are you going to give? What are you going to give for free, right? Like, what are you going to give? Because you can't receive until you give. And that is the law. It doesn't matter what area it is in your life. You give and you receive. I have the expectation that when I'm an elder, that my children are going to take care of me. Well, guess what? I've been taking care of them. So I kind of have that expectation. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but hopefully it will, right? So there's an order to this. There's a give and a receive. The next one is 4, which is the power to choose. Oh, I love that one. You have the power to make choices. What are you choosing? Are you choosing you? Are you going to choose you? Are you going to choose the dream that you have on your spirit? Because your dream is a part of the greater collective. We're in this pandemic and we're awakening. We're all awakening. And the world needs your gifts. Your gifts are going to help somebody else. And so we need that. A lot of times fear stops us. But let me tell you something that successful people do. They fear, but they do it anyway. They fear, but they do it anyway. And so taking the time to really think about and dial in, like, what are you choosing? Choices and decisions are so important when we start to think about running a business, right? Not just a business, in life. Everything is a choice. When you get up in the morning, you decide what you're gonna wear. Okay, I'm gonna wear this or that, or maybe this or that, right? Those are choices, right? And those choices contribute to something else, right? So choices is key in making decisions. And if we don't make decisions, then we don't get off the bench. And so you have to make a decision. So even if you are in fear, you guys have heard me talk about this on the videos. I have a hard time making these videos, and people are like, oh, you do all right on the video. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you, right? But if I didn't start making these videos, I wouldn't be giving you what my gifts are, right? I wouldn't be creating this content that hopefully is helpful for you as you move forward. I had to get off the bench. I had to say, what? I don't really know how to do that, but I'm going to figure it out, right? So make a choice that even if you don't know the how, because you don't need to know the how. There's so many hows that I didn't know, and there's so many hows that I still don't know, right? That is the way life is, right? Like, you didn't know how to ride a bike at some point, but you got on it and you learned how to ride. Maybe you started with training wheels. Some people start with training wheels, some people start without them. But it doesn't matter. You have to actually get in action and make a choice. Which brings me to my step 5 for guiding principles for success. You have to be in action. You have to be in action. You have to get off the bench. As hard as that is for a lot of us, because we get stuck in that fear, and it makes it very difficult because we fear something that hasn't happened. That's really what it is. Like, we fear something that hasn't happened. It hasn't even happened yet, but we're like, oh my God, we have these narratives that we have in our mind. Oh, well, if I do this, then maybe this will happen, or maybe that will happen. And so we create these things that really are not even real. And even if some of those things happen, it really doesn't matter what other people think. As long as you're stepping into the thing that you know that you're wanting to create because it's on your spirit, that is really all that matters. There really is no such thing as failure. People are afraid to fail, but I'm here to tell you there's no such thing as failure. Failure really is just information. It's just information. It's like, oh, I did this and it didn't work very well, but well, I'll just try this same thing a different way, right? And if you do that enough, I promise you, beloved, this is the way it works, because we're on the planet to give to people and to help people on the planet, because we're all interconnected. I promise you that ultimately you cannot fail. It doesn't matter if people are judgmental. Like, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now on this video if I cared about what people think, because I don't. Because I know that I have to give these gifts, and I had to get off the bench and say, you know what? This is what I'm here on the planet to do, and nothing's going to stop me. So when you feel the fear, one of the things that I do to help myself to just move and to get into action is I call spirit. I know some people have a different way of seeing it, but I ask, because we are not just physical beings, we are also spiritual beings. So I ask for help. That has been my secret, right? I ask for help. So get in action, because once you have that purpose and you actually start to create a plan, it doesn't have to be a big plan, just a small plan. Sometimes it's, I'm just gonna go learn about it from somebody that's doing it. Great. That's a plan. I'm gonna hire a coach. That's a plan, right? Think about how you can get there, and the answer is going to come to you. All you have to do is ask. Once you start to create the energy and doing things toward it, it's like building a house. It's one brick at a time. You'll get one brick, and then once you do that one, you'll get another one. And it will build momentum, which then becomes a flow. It will just flow to you. And when fear shows up, go into meditation. That's one of the things I do. Go into meditation, take some deep breaths, and just ask for help so that you can move all that energy out of your body and get centered and ask for what it is that you're to do, right? So I'm not gonna keep you guys long. I'm actually gonna close out, but let me just really quickly, briefly go over the 5 guiding laws of success that I have. Take full responsibility for what's happening in your life, right? Successful people do that, and they're really good at it. They're like, okay, stop, pause. I'm making a different decision. I'm gonna move in this direction, right? Have a purpose. Decide what it is that you want to create, what it is you want to create in your business, what it is you want to create in your life, what it is, how you want to have more finance, whatever that is, right? Be clear about it. Write it down. It's really important to commit and write it. Write it down. Make a small little plan, right? It doesn't have to be an extensive plan, because if you don't know how to do something, there's not going to be an extensive plan. But what will come from you tapping in is you will get some small little action items, right? The next thing is making sure that you are giving something to receive something. So, if people are willing to do something for free for you, then, give back in some way. There are a lot of little things that you can do to give back to people. So think about that. And then what are you going to give in order to receive the thing that you wrote that you wanted? What are you going to give? If it's, I'm going to build this business and I want to make $1 million, well, what services are you going to render in order to receive that, right? There's a give and a receive. 4, the power of choice. You get to choose. You get to choose. So make choices and decisions that are going to work toward the purpose that you said you have. So if you want to lose weight, then you have to make choices that will help you to lose weight, right? Like you can't make the choice to eat the cake. That probably isn't a good choice, right? So every decision adds up to the bigger global universal thing that you say you're wanting. So think about that. The last thing is be in action. Be in action. 5, be in action. Create the flow, create the momentum, put energy toward it. The momentum will drive you exactly where you want to go. And before I sign off, I want to say that I actually know that this isn't easy for people. I know that people have a lot of fear, and they have, they have the fear of failure. And I want you to know that you can do this. But if you need help, please go ahead and let's talk about it, right? Book a free breakthrough call with me. We can talk about it and see how I can possibly help you. My calendar gets full very quickly. So, book one. I actually have information in a thread. Book a call and let's see what I can do to help you with that. The last thing I want to say before I sign off is quitters never win and winners never quit. Beloved, you are a winner. So if you don't quit, you're gonna reach the definite purpose that you have. I want to thank you guys for watching this afternoon. I'm looking forward to doing more of these videos. If you are watching me on the replay, please subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Join my private group, Elevate Her, if you are not already in the group. And I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. All right, you take care. This is your sister in pure inspiration, Khadijah Grant, signing off.